Tropic Jam Mix, taking you home one song at a time, one beat at a time. I hope you got the babies in the back seat, buckled up. Make sure you are not texting and driving. Make sure you are definitely holding it down. And it's Tuesday, which means we got the Women's Coalition in the building for Silent Speech, Secrets Revealed. And I'm just so, should I play it or you want to do a little intro?
No, play it.
You just want me to play it? Okay. All right, so we got Silent Speaks, Secrets Revealed by the Women's Coalition.
Croix presents Silent Speaks, Secrets Revealed, a radio drama about child sexual abuse. It contains subject matter that may be triggering for survivors. Discretion is advised.
Once a victimizer crosses a small boundary, he or she will cross others. Child molesters are people who sexually assault or abuse children. They create situations where children are vulnerable and they make their moves carefully.
This is the best dress I've made in 20 years. It is made to fill out all of your curves. Some of your curves will spill out too. The judges will love it. I don't know. You don't even start. You don't know. You are 16. It's about time you show your development. Believe me, this is what wins. My mother will love it. She loves everything I do, even this new bathing suit with the Brazilian cut. It's kind of high. That's the point. You think anyone else is going to be so daring? Your competition is just little girls. You're a woman now. Try it on right here. You think I haven't seen girls before? Well, my peas. You put it on over your underwear? Well, okay. That's cute.
I don't like it. I'm not comfortable. What if it comes off in the wrong way? It's so tight.
Well, the judges will give you a 10.
I hate this so much.
I heard that. Let me massage your shoulders so I can help you to relax. Nice, huh?
That's my mother. She's outside.
Patty that?
Yes?
Your mother has known me for a very long time. I was her coach. No one has ever said anything negative about me. Trying to get out of the pageant is not something she will abide. I'll tell her you are just uncooperative.
What's the matter?
Nothing.
Copeland does not see herself as a criminal. She thinks she is shaping young women to be winners. In her mind, she is no Bill Cosby. She doesn't use drugs. She's no Sandusky. She's not lying exactly. She's no Harvey Weinstein. She is not denying anyone a job. Who she is Joy Copeland, a woman and a perpetrator. She too thinks she has a right to a young person's body.
Thank you for listening to Silent Speaks, Secrets Revealed. If you or someone you know has been sexually abused, please dial 911 in an emergency or call the Women's Coalition at 340-773-9272 to find out how you can end child.
All right, good afternoon.
Good afternoon and welcome to the after show. Let's talk about it. A live call-in talk show, 773 FM, 773-3636. A show to continue talking and discussing the weekly episodes of Silent Speak, Secrets Revealed, a radio drama about child sexual abuse, presented by the Women's Coalition of St. Croix. The stories are fiction based on fact. I'm your host, Shalene Gums, and today with us we have Criminal Investigation Bureau Commander, Lieutenant Naomi Joseph. Thank you so much for coming.
Wait, say the title again.
I had to get the whole thing. I'm not missing any of it. Criminal Investigations Bureau Commander. And that is the title that they gave me when I asked for permission for her to come. So I am so glad that she is here because we have so much going on. Thank you so much for taking time.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for taking time.
Wait, the phone lines are already blowing up.
Okay.
Hold on. Wait, I mean, you haven't even said a word yet. Hold on. Aisle 95.
Yes, good afternoon. I would like to speak to one of the ladies in the coalition.
Okay.
I did a program one time and they love it, and I was supposed to come on the radio and say. So I want to know if this is the appropriate time.
You can say it really quick and then we get into it. How you doing?
I'm doing well. And yourself?
I'm doing fine, thanks. Go ahead.
All right. My phone is called Innocent Stolen. All right. Here it goes. Oh my God, the box is open. The box is open. And innocence was stolen. What they say? What you do when a dog comes to life? Innocence stolen. What they say? Time is longer than twine. The silence speak. What they say? Oh my God. What they say, what you do when the watch comes out in the rents. You think he was wise when you went under the sheet when the youth was asleep? But innocence was stolen. Now the silence speaks.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you.
Messed up a little bit, but it's all good. All right?
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for sharing that.
Wow, that was wonderful.
Yeah, he wrote it after we started. He called to the office and I'm like, you gotta call and tell us on the show. Then he disappeared for a minute, but I'm glad you're back. Thank you so much. So,
Sergeant
yes.
Joseph?
Lieutenant Joseph.
I'm sorry, I said that.
So I'll have her tell you a little bit about herself and understand that we appreciate this woman so much, and I'll tell you why in a little bit. But just tell us about what you do. Tell us about a little bit about yourself. Thank you so much, darling.
Good afternoon, everyone, and Women Coalition, thank you guys for having me. Employed by the Vernon Police Department. I've been so for the last 34 years. During my career, I've primarily been investigating sexual offenses, actually. I did over 20 years of that, and the effects and how that really impact young people's lives, especially when they've been victimized by people who they trust. So I've been doing that for a while and kind of could answer questions on this topic. Anyway, past that, I am also the commander of the criminal investigation, so the chief of detective at this point. And I have a small band of capable people who try to investigate the felonious crimes that have been occurring here in the territory, everything from assault to murder to sexual assault to theft. So that's basically my job in a nutshell.
Wow.
You said theft.
Yes.
I don't understand theft. Explain.
When you take
steal
something from somebody and it don't belong to you?
Oh, okay.
That the
Thief?
breakdown.
Yeah, I understood, but you said as part of, that's also in part of sexual.
No.
Okay.
The detectives.
Oh, okay.
Crime
Okay.
investigation.
Got you.
Yeah.
So you work
But I
on
mean,
everything.
hey, when you raping somebody, you are thieving.
That is thieving. That's
Yeah.
thieving. I thought that's what you're talking about. Okay.
That is the biggest theft actually, because that you can't recover.
Like he said, you're stealing her innocence.
Innocence stolen.
Exactly.
So thank you so much, and we work together, and I've known you've worked with our agency for a very long time. One of the reasons why we specifically requested you, because you've done so much, and we had some cases together that I know that you can speak firsthand because you've done this so much. I mean, like, you're a resource for us. So in asking some questions, what are some of the what has been common with the investigations in your experience with child sexual abusers?
Well, the abusers tend to be the main attraction in that community for the children of the age that he or she is targeting. So if he or she is targeting, let's say 9-year-old, and their focus is boys, then that home would have the top of the line games and anything. It's like, that bringing that sugar laid down so the flies could go through it. I mean, using that analogy, basically that's what he or she would have. He would have whatever it takes to draw that child that he targets to him or her. I mean, because there's male and female.
Right.
So whatever it takes, they would have that. So that's what I found in common. I mean, I could recall a case where he was a deacon to one of the churches, that in his home when we got there, he had every game you could think about, video game that you could think about, top of the line, whether it be Mario Brothers, the Sega,
Xbox and PlayStation and stuff.
Well, Xbox
They weren't out there.
Okay, I understand.
But
Nintendo,
whatever
Sega, Atari.
Nintendo, yes, Atari, he had them all. And you walk inside his living room, it looked like, just a game.
An arcade.
Yeah. He had it. So the children in the neighborhood was coming there and probably didn't mind, because he's a deacon in the church. He is well known. He drives the bus. He's a Christian. So as far as anybody knew, he was brother so and so, and brother so and so was just a loving person. And his general answer would be, I just love the children. But what he was actually doing was
He's telling you that he really loves children.
Yes, he did, really, truly. He would bring them in and was grooming them,
Right.
conditioning them, so that, and then he would buy them stuff. So yes, they come to his house, they get to play with his games, but he also buy them their own.
Right.
That's the first, opening the door to see just how far he can get with that child.
Right.
And we saw it to the point where even to one of the pastor's child he molested. And they couldn't see that. Nobody envisioned this man was doing any of that thing until it came out, and it came out in the church.
Right.
And when it came out in the church, then we started seeing these children coming, this one says, well, me too.
Right.
Me too. And you kept hearing it to the point where we had this monster in front of us.
Right.
And we were able to convict him, and he eventually died in jail. But it happened here in St. Croix.
Right.
Where people would think that, oh, that's the same thing, that's TV thing.
Yeah.
That's right here in St. Croix.
Yeah.
We could talk about the teacher.
Yeah.
That was one of my impact with Women Coalition,
Yeah.
doing a good touch, bad touch. And this teacher, there wasn't a public school administrator that would have said anything negative about the teacher. As far as they were concerned, he was God's, gift to teaching, and especially being a black man. That's one of the things that was told to me. Well, I mean, we don't have much male teachers, so the fact that he's a black male and he do so much for the children, nobody believed anything any other child came forward and said, because it couldn't be him.
Right.
So those are the things, I guess, in common.
Yeah.
So you're saying that a lot of the people are very good at hiding
Yes,
their
hiding
their true
in plain
intentions.
view.
Yeah.
You would watch them and would never. They look like me and you.
Yeah.
You walk in this room, and there's nothing on a pedophile that would identify him or her for what they like and what they do to destroy young people. You can't tell.
Right.
So you would be sitting down here and we talking adult conversation, and they talk whatever you like, because they like different things. So whatever they like might pass, and your attention is no longer with me. Your attention is, how do I get that? That little 5-year-old or 10-year-old or whatever age group it is that person targets. You would just never imagine.
Wow.
Until the whole thing unfolds, and then you see laying it out one on top of the other, just how extensive this individual work was.
Yeah.
How often do you get them, like after you have them, they've been arrested, they're caught, they're red-handed? How often do you get somebody that admits what they've been doing and how far
They
the extent of it?
They seldom admit, and it's never their fault.
Right.
It's always
They
the
don't
child.
right.
But she liked me, or he liked it, or they try, they touch me, so I responded. Or it's never the child, it's always them.
Yeah.
Sorry, turn it around.
It's never them.
It's never them, it's the
always
child.
the child.
Yeah.
They're the victim.
Yeah.
Victimizing them.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Which
then
was
you
the second
would
question,
have
actually.
you would have community members supporting them.
Back them
Full
up.
force. I had no name in one case,
Yeah.
You remember in the case of the teacher,
Yeah.
I was the enemy. I was picking on this person.
That person. I remember that.
Because they were connected
In so many ways.
politically.
Yep.
They had
In the church.
in
the schools.
in the school there was everything. So and then
so
I
many
was just
schools.
picking on this person and accusing him of doing something he would never do. And when the truth was revealed in court, when all these children, one after the other came forward and said, what he did to them.
Yeah.
Then I watched one lady in court, I watched as her demeanor changed.
Yeah.
And then she came out to me afterwards and she said, I was hating you, thinking that you were picking on this man. But all these children can't be lying.
Right. And it was a lot of children.
Wow.
Because I was there with you for that. We were helping to give them support because there were a lot of victims, and half of the victims weren't able to come forward. And we found out about a lot more victims after the fact. But that was the other question was to justify, but you answered that. So from a police perspective, And I'll kind of frame this. Some people think that child sexual abusers are different from pedophiles for some strange unknown reason, right? Because, if it's a quote-unquote cultural thing, we see, he touched her, but that's the niece or that's the thing. But then if they'll see if they're getting friends, like you said, like maybe the deacon, maybe the teacher, in the episodes that we have, it was the dressmaker. They're pedophiles, they'll consider them pedophiles, but when it comes to family, they're just abusive. Do you see that there's a differentiation between that, or for you is everybody just across the board, it's all the same crime?
To be the same.
Yeah.
I had one gentleman who, in his family, he had the money. So, and his money allowed him access to everybody, all the children, and he liked the little girls. And because of him, and what he would do is that even though his brother or his sister might think that something was going on, he would always be the one to say, here, take this $50,000, do whatever. So that money then glasses over all the other things.
Clouds your judgment.
Yeah,
$50,000 would,
We saw that. We truly saw it. And
not about my child, but that's just...
$50,000. You would never believe the things that we have encountered. I mean, that was Fred Bradford case. And when he arrested this guy, the family was angry with the police department, and angry with the two little girls that told us what happened. And then then we got other adult children called and said, "No, you do it to me too."
Yeah.
But didn't want to come forward in court to say that.
Right.
So that's what we realized, just what he has been doing in the family.
Right.
And it's a lot of it. You
Right.
know? Like the gentleman who, when the girls made 9, he had to open the hole.
Yes.
And he felt that was okay to do.
Yeah.
That was okay.
Right.
So is he a child sexual abuser, or is he a pedophile? I think it's both.
Yeah, and the definitions are the same, but we tend to, like we were talking about, the clouding of the judgment, and the reason why I said a lot of people do that, because it happens with it's not just $50,000. Sometimes it's food.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Food will let you pass something else. If you're in a domestic violence relationship, and I'm not getting hit if you can touch my daughter, and I don't want to end up in hospital because I feel that if I end up in hospital, there's nobody to take care of her. I'm going to let certain things slide. You know what I mean? And so it comes down to a safety factor for a lot of people. And it's the ways that things happen and people don't report it that we're really trying to get at. People have a lot of reasons why they don't report. That's why we're doing this. Because we want you to report. Because it's going to come out and it's going to affect everybody. And it's not going to be worth the money or the food after a while.
I have a lady, she still calls me every so often, and she speaks to what happened to her in her home with her father. That her father, sexually abused her from the time she was old enough to think. When she could formulate a thought, that's when he started doing things to her. And nobody in the house would believe her. When she told her mother would say, "Ain't nothing, that your father just love you." And when he got in trouble with another teenager, she wanted us to arrest him for what he did to her. But the way the law was structured, it didn't grandfather in cases that happened before the enactment of the law.
Okay.
So then we couldn't arrest him for what he did
to her, right?
And that's what happened in the case of the teacher.
Yeah.
Because we had other cases that happened before the enactment of the law, but we couldn't charge him.
Right.
Even though rape has no statute of limitations.
I was just about to ask you, what is the statute of limitations in
There is
Bermuda?
None. Not now. But if it happened before the law was enacted.
When was the law enacted?
1980 something.
Yeah.
I don't remember right now.
Okay, no worries.
But before the law was enacted, before that you can't charge.
Right. And that has been a lot of problems for a lot of people.
So a lot of people that had sexual assault in the 70s and the early 80s and stuff like that,
right
now can't get any justice.
Which runs us into the problems now, because especially at the coalition, right, doing domestic violence, sexual assault pans over You know what I mean? So we have a lot of DV cases where they're not able to function. They can't have good relationships because this happened back then. And even though there's no statute of limitation now, their case was before that came in, and so we just have to kind of help them to work it through. You know what I mean? So it becomes difficult, and they've done an excellent job, you know, in terms of bringing people. I remember we had one federal case with a bunch of videos and all the rest of it. You know what I mean? And that person was loved, liked, well, entertaining, and all the rest of it. And it was just when people saw the details, everybody was like, no, this can't be true. You know, but.
His mother to this day
isn't talking to you?
No.
She's not talking to me either. But you know what? It's okay because for me sometimes.
Are the children talking to you?
Oh yes,
the
they
victims.
are.
Oh well, that's.
But it's not that because I mean, and if you look at it, then
that's actually that case would be a perfect case of grooming.
Grooming.
Because what this gentleman did was he tend to go on Facebook, look at your profile. See who you are as a woman, you have children, how pretty they are, what they look like. And then once he profiled and determined that I like this is a good target. So he targeted this particular family and he moved in, focusing on the mother. But that was just his way in the house. And once he got in the house, he started dealing with the children little by little. Oh, you're so pretty. You don't have to wear long pants, you look good in shots. The shots look good on you. So the little girl know her mind blew up with like this big man said look good in short pants. She started wearing shorts. Her mother saw that there was a change in the child, but then she's a teenager, so you expect that they're gonna be coming out of the shell. And by the time everything was revealed, he had already had intercourse with all females in the house.
Wow.
That was his plan from the beginning. And that is what he did every day, and I mean, it was like he had no end to his
what he did and how
he did it.
And then he started videotaping it, but we won't get into that.
Oh my God.
So
Wow.
yeah, and so
Actually, it was videotaping
from the beginning, yeah.
Videotaping. All right. So now you guys have. I'm sorry, not to cut you off, but now you brought up another question I've always wanted to ask the detective. Now, as far as pornography itself.
Child pornography?
Yes, of course. Well, that's what we're talking about today. The child pornography. How how serious is the offense? Like maximum sentencing and stuff like that.
First of all, it's federal.
It's wonderful.
Yeah,
it's federal. It's a federal crime.
That means you're going to Puerto
And I
Rico.
think it's like 14 years
Not staying local.
For every video.
For every video.
Yeah.
You said 15 years for every video?
Yeah.
14 or 15 years.
Wow.
And we'll have the U.S. attorney come in and talk about that as well as the others. But we wanted to do that's the reason why she's here, because she's a wealth of information. Unfortunately, because she's dealt with all the bad stuff. You know what I mean? But she's also helped to get a lot of help for other people, as well as the rest of her team. So I know we're running out of time, and today's show was really quick for some strange.
No one's kicking you out.
I know, but still. So just okay. Well, let me ask the last two then. How is dealing with child abusers, well, pedophiles, different from dealing with other criminals from a police perspective?
You know, those are the cases that you never forget as a police officer. You just don't forget them because you see the pain in the child, you know, and they don't never outgrow the pain. You know, their trust has been demolished. They don't trust people like. So for me, as a police officer, those children are just people that just can't forget. It's like I would say that would make it different.
Right, for you.
For me.
Because of the pain that you can see.
You kill somebody, that person is dead. The pain is done.
Right.
Yeah, you, the family member, miss that person. But you rape a child, that never goes away.
Right.
And that child relives it. There's little things that trigger it. And they remember. And you see the crushing effect. Because when you see them, whether they become drug abusers or they themselves start to abuse
other people,
their own children or other people's children, you see it and you
Right.
know why.
Yeah.
You know, especially if it went without being treated.
Yeah.
And I'm reading the Sexual Offenses Act. It didn't really tell me where. I don't know if this is a broad Sexual Offenses Act for the entire United States. But it said one of the top charges, offenses, is actually life imprisonment for, you know, adults in authority. What do you mean by like adults in authority?
Well, if a teacher, a police officer, somebody who has authority over that child, a stepfather, a father,
A mother,
yeah,
all your guardians and
yes.
Right.
okay.
Yeah.
Or people in people of
They get
power.
the- they should-
people
they
of
get
power
the-
and influence.
Over that person, that child's life.
Right.
Yes.
People of power. And
They get the worst
Yes.
sentences.
Because they definitely should know better.
All right,
Yeah.
just want to put that out there.
Yes. So, and it's
Facts we want people to know.
and you know, and what is strange about it is that even though the law does say that, and I'm sure Lieutenant Joseph can back me up on this, amazingly, those are exactly the people that can get away with it, because most people do not ever believe that they would do it.
Gotcha.
Because everybody, I mean, I'm telling you, she was telling you about 2 cases in particular, but everybody, if you look at a pedophile in the community, everybody loves that person. So when anybody says anything about that person, the first reaction you get is, "He'll never do that. Never, not she. You have to be kidding. Why y'all always talking about people? That would never happen." That is always the case, because they create and present this wonderful appearance, right? Which is part of how they get stuff done. Because if I can convince you that I will never do it, when I do it, you're not going to believe. And so it becomes really unfortunate. Okay, so the last question, which is something that we ask everybody, is if you had one wish for the community when it came to a solution for this problem, what would it be?
That as members of our community, that we always keep our eyes open and be that person to believe that child when they come forward and tell you what happened. Because if you don't believe, who is going to believe?
Right.
And that's the way I start my investigations. I start from a position of believing, and then we go forward.
Right.
Now, if in the scope of the investigation we find out that, well, there's no foundation for it, then we gotta let it go. But I start with believing what you tell me.
Yes.
And I think if we all do that, we will see where they wouldn't have that hiding place. They hide it in public, in plain view.
Sight, yeah.
Plain view. And if you are watching them now and seeing what's going on, because you're listening to the children, you're believing the children, they're hiding place there.
Exactly. And I think that it's so, believe them. If you see something, say something, do something. But believe children, because it takes a lot for a child to tell you that somebody's hurting them, because they don't really have any way to take care of themselves. So they're very dependent in a lot of ways on other people. But Lieutenant Joseph, thank you so much. You have been amazing. Like I knew you would be. You have been absolutely amazing.
I still got like 18 questions to go. but we don't have the time. We don't have the time. Unless y'all don't have any, but you guys got somewhere you guys got to run?
I don't know what she has to
I just want to ask, can I ask you a couple quick questions? All right, so abduction. Tell me the difference between abduction and I guess abduction, is that kidnapping?
That's kidnapping.
Okay, that's kidnapping. That's against their will, correct?
Yes.
Now, if they're
Moving
under,
somebody from point A to point B.
I think it's 15 feet or something like that.
From
Anything
point A to
15?
point B. Once you take me against my will,
Okay, got you. It's federal. Why I asked that question now, I'm also, like I'm looking at the Sexual Offenses Act. It says abduction of a person under 18 with intent to have sexual intercourse. And you know, these types of things. What does that fall under, like people picking up kids or walking down the road and stuff like that? That all of these things, it might not be against their will, but they jump you, hey, you want to get a ride, you get a ride, and they want to go, you know, a little farther, and they live far from Center Line Road. They got to walk all the way down to the bottom and pick them up, but they take a detour. These types of things.
the detour makes it a crime.
Right.
Instantly makes it a crime.
Right.
All right.
And understanding too, right? When
How long does that? I'm sorry. How long does that carry? What?
It depends on, because you could talk about it as far as life.
Okay.
It depends on the nature of the crime, because not everything is going to add up.
Okay.
You're going to add the layers and everything that transpired in that particular case.
Gotcha.
they compound.
All right.
Yeah.
So what were you saying?
Remembering though that if you're under 18, you really can't sign for anything. You don't have any legal rights just then.
Unless you're
You know what I mean?
emancipated.
Until
is
you're
true.
unless you're emancipated, and you can only get I think the earliest you can get emancipated is 15, right? But something has to be extremely wrong for you to be able to be emancipated at that age.
Understand.
So everybody under 18, literally, if you're taking them someplace and they say no, I mean, you really shouldn't be picking up people that you don't know anyway, because, you know, you don't know what's going to happen. You know.
But sometimes it's the people you know.
Right.
You know, most of the time the attacker is not a stranger.